The Sdvosb verification provides preferential treatment in the award of federal contracts. Sdvosb firms work in over 474 different industries, with commercial institutional building construction being the largest industry, representing approximately 10% of all Sdvosb firms. The largest obstacle most firms have in obtaining this certification, once they have the needed proof of the service-connected disability either from their DD-214 or a letter from the Veterans Administration, is making sure the service-connected veteran has at least 51% of the voting stock and has unconditional control of the firm. Control or affiliation issues are by far the most common cause of an Sdvosb application failure. The major benefits of this certification are the following. 1. Approximately 7,600 companies are Sdvosb verified through the Veteran Affairs Center for Verification and Evaluation, as opposed to over 20,000 companies that hold one or more SBA-sponsored certifications. 2. 3% of all federal spending is budgeted for Sdvosb firms, representing an amount of approximately $14 billion per year. 3. The average Sdvosb firm earns $1.84 million per year from the federal government. 4. There is not a graduation date or a census that can cause an eventual sunset on the Sdvosb firm's federal contracting. The 8A certification has a 9-year term horizon until expiration, and 37% of hub zone firms lost their eligibility due to the 2010 census. 5. The renewal process. It's not as complicated because there are no wealth and income requirements placed on the Sdvosb owner of the firm. Therefore, as long as the Sdvos firm remains a small business and stays free of potential affiliations, the firm can progress without the detailed financial plans required to keep the 8A and EDWSB firms eligible. The developmental elements of this verification. The Veterans Administration has elected to maintain control of the Sdvosb verification, which is a good thing, as the people that care most are then in charge. However, only 47% of Sdvosb firms currently are doing business with the federal government. The SBA does have a longer history of working with companies, and many of their certifications have higher penetration rates. If we remove the firms that do not obtain federal contracts from the Sdvosb averages, the average would increase to $3.4 million per year in federal contracting per Sdvosb firm. Some of this could be that a percentage of Sdvosb firms are not physically well enough to duplicate the time needed to be successful. But probably a bigger issue is that firms that obtain the verification are not obtaining adequate marketing support. If your firm is owned by a service-disabled veteran and are looking to obtain federal contracts, the Sdvosb verification provides a long-term preferential contracting vehicle which to obtain federal contracts. The value of this verification can be that it provides millions of dollars per year in federal contracts to its holders.